Hello everyone, this is Arcean, the Angel of Objectivism, and it's nice to see you guys again. I wanted to quickly make a quick video about my thoughts on being transgender, because I'm not transgender, but I have heard many people say, including people like Steven Crowder, and many doctors, of whom I can't think of at this moment, say that transgenderism may be a mental disorder. Now when you think about it, someone being born into the wrong gender really doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but then again, science is a very complicated thing, and we can't exactly assume to know everything all at once. So, my thoughts about it all. Well, simply put, I think it may be a mental disorder. I'm going to do another video very soon, where I actually do go and explore and look for articles showing whether or not it really is one. I'm going to try to find out for myself and for you guys whether it really is a mental disorder and what we can do about it. But here's the problem. From what I've heard, and by the way, this is all hearsay from people like Steven Crowder, for some people, a certain doctor who I cannot remember the name of, but you can probably look up the article about a guy from Johns Hopkins Hospital who says that he will not give transgender people the surgery because he feels that it's encouraging mental disorder. Those people say that there's not a whole lot of science that can really determine what transgenderism is, but that it seems more like a mental illness. So therefore, when I look up this research, I highly doubt we'll be able to come to any conclusion. But the reason why I say all this is because, according to what I've heard, many of the big red flags are not just the high amount of alcohol abuse, but according to some people who I've heard talk about, some whom I've mentioned, others who I just can't think about at the moment. It's kind of an off-the-cuff video I'm making right now. So it's not like I have everything in front of me. So yes, everything I say is hearsay. It's just my opinion before I really get into the deep, hardcore facts and take a strong position. Just my whimsical opinion, I guess you could call it. I have to say this. One of the biggest red flags that really makes people kind of go like, whoa, why is that occurring? Is a simple fact that, well, I shouldn't say fact, but according to what I've heard, research has said that there are higher suicide rates in the transgender community per capita. This is just what I've heard, is all hearsay, than there were in the Holocaust, and dare I mention it, it's also higher than it was during the days of the slave age. That's right. According to people, the percent of people who are transgender that commit suicide per capita is higher than the people who committed suicide during the days of slavery and, well, essentially the Holocaust was like death before slavery before death, but you get the point. So, that's a pretty disturbing number, and that doesn't seem too likely to be just, discrimination, as so many people say, because when you look at today, everything is so censored, everything is so curtailed to people's feelings to a ridiculous rate. I mean, I've shown in plenty of other videos just how much censorship the left loves. I've shown in plenty of other videos just how hard it is to even express an opinion that might hurt someone's feelings. So I highly doubt that it's just because of, discrimination alone. And I gotta say, it must be hard for anyone who's transgender. I don't want to assume, but even Blair White, I'm paraphrasing, but what I remember Blair one time saying to what's his name, Paul Joseph Watson, on an interview, was that she originally believed that transgenderism was kind of a mental disorder. Now, I may be taking her out of context, so I apologize. Don't quote me on that, but that's what I remember. So that's at least something that's influenced sort of my opinion. And in the end, it just must feel very uncomfortable feeling like the skin that you're in isn't really yours, like it's the wrong skin. You're not supposed to be this person. So that's probably very mind-bogglingly hard to deal with. So what I'm really sad about, though, is I do know for a fact that there isn't a whole lot of research about this. There hasn't been a whole lot of studies, or a whole lot of people who have taken the scientific time to do this. There's been plenty of people who've been trying to push transgenderism as, just a normal thing that you just have to accept, otherwise you're intolerant of other people. And on a much smaller, much less large note, there's also been people who've said the opposite, but have gone straight up, transgenderism is for subhuman people. which is wrong to say, but that's what some people have said, and I will never say that. Unfortunately, because of this, we don't really know what transgenderism is. We don't know what it is, and we don't know how to deal with it. And if people are truly committing suicide, as much as I have heard they are, and I hope to God that they're not, but they may be, that's not a good thing. That's a problem. And the sad thing is, since we don't know a whole lot about how transgenderism is caused, this is going to continue. So, my thoughts about this are simply, we need to figure this out. We need scientific studies, and we need to look at this as in an unbiased way to find out how we can stop this from happening. Because I don't want this to be the new reality for people in this community. I've never been a part of this community, I've never been a part of the LGBT community, but I don't think anyone disputes the idea that these people are humans just like you and I. And I don't want other human beings to die. Well, I'm an angel, but I still kind of, I like you guys. You guys are nice. But hey, I want to see you guys when you die of natural causes. Not unnatural. Not unnatural. So what I want, who knows, I might even put a petition up on change.org if I find out that, yes, this is actually what's happening, and it needs to be stopped. But hopefully we can get enough people to fund science to not make people more tolerant, not to ask for special treatment, simply to diagnose and find out what exactly is transgenderism, why people feel like they're not in the right body, how we can either stop it or how we can treat it. And by treating it, who knows, maybe there's a pill, that maybe it's a form of schizophrenia, or maybe it's not a form of schizophrenia, maybe we need to help them learn how to feel good in their own skin or transition easier. Whatever it may be, just take an unbiased look, find out the facts, just the facts, ladies and gentlemen, and then go from there. Because unfortunately, I think the transgender community of people who are actually trans, like Blair, or certain models that are actually trans, they are kind of being used as ideological pawns, being pushed back and forth by the left and the right, primarily by the left, though. You gotta admit, it is primarily by the left, to push a narrative. Look at what they did in Orlando. A bunch of LGBT people got killed, and the left immediately wants to use them as victims to talk about gun control, even though it's pretty clear that Omar Mateen did this because he's Muslim and he believes in the parts of Islam, which are very, very prevalent in Islam, that say you should kill gay people. So to conclude, ladies and gentlemen, let's try to figure this out. Regardless of whether this is true or not, we should understand what's going on. Because I don't want this. I don't want you to see this little image on your screen and then look out your door and realize that's what a transgender community will look like. Thank you guys for watching, and have a fantastic day. I'll try to make a video soon related to this, but Orlando comes first.